on this stretch, so this weekend's a good chance for that.
Ooh, shot by O'Shea. Both teams back to full strength. Penalty expires without Utah being able to capitalize on that power play. O'Shea sends it back in, and now it's time for a line change. Yeah, I think it's going to be really important to try and get, like you said, you know, kind of a split, right, out of those 7 games.
Yeah, you got 1 win in 3 of those games, so, you know, this weekend's a great chance.
Get a couple more wins, yep.
GCU team is closer in your ranking, and on paper should play you closer than Utah State and Weber State, right? So great opportunity to get in the win column and earn some much-needed points. And while these games aren't necessarily Pac-8 games, I don't think any of these games are actually Pac-8 games.
No, none of these opponents are in the Pac-8. They're all, Boise is Mountain State. Grand Canyon, I believe, might have gone to the California League for travel's sake.
Yeah, the Wild West is a fitting name for the ACHA M2 level in the Western U.S. because there's a lot of different conferences, a lot of different teams, and they are all over the place. In terms of where the schools are, I don't want to. That's what I meant by that comment. I mean, you have Oregon, you have Washington. Teams up there.
Spread out. I mean, the West is very spread out. Right.
Yep.
It's not like the East Coast or even some really like the Great Lakes region where, you know, the towns are a lot closer together.
Oh my goodness, yeah, you can drive from, you know, Chicago to, you know, whatever it is, Ann Arbor or Grand Rapids in, you know, less than 5 hours. We're here, it's, you know, from Chicago to Phoenix, from Salt Lake to Phoenix, it's like a 14-hour drive, right? So, I mean, that changes a lot.
All right, puck is in the Grand Canyon zone. Fighting hard for it. It's just kind of bouncing around, and Lynch keeps it in, sends it back around the boards. Wiener gives chase. And Utah sends it back in. Kurt sends it behind the net. Wiener's back there to try and scoop it up and gets by him. And now here comes Grand Canyon back the other way. Although Grand Canyon decides they only have 1 person going in there and charging in there. That's Dmitriev, and everybody else went for a line change. So didn't have a lot of support. And so Grand Canyon regroups. Nice little move there by Tucker.
Yeah, he's trying to go coast to coast this thing. He's making a lot of nice moves.
He is quite the nimble skater. Whoops, and he goes down, bounces up along the glass. Gets sent back in by Mitchell. Nowicki tries to help out. Better be careful. He's going to get caught, hung out to dry. Tucker comes in there. Still behind the net. Tucker looking for someone to center to. Doing a little bit of cycling there. Cross ice pass to Poole, and this time to Austin Poole. And puck ends up back in the corner. Poole sends it back behind the net. Scooped up by Lashinger. And finally ends up in the neutral zone. Kind of bouncing around up, and then here comes Grand Canyon one-on-one with Nowicki. Nowicki does a great job of tracking him on the one-on-one. Who is it? That looks like that was Myrtle. He tried to deke Nowicki, and Nowicki like slid, but didn't overcommit and makes the save.
Yeah, for Utah, that's not very good. Myrtle had no problem splitting the D there. I mean, he got right between both the defenders. He was faster. It looked like those defenders didn't really, they were just kind of left in the dust. I mean, it looked like Myrtle just almost wanted the chance more than the defenders wanted to shut the chance down. For
it
Utah,
also looked like the 2 defenders couldn't decide who was supposed to stay home.
Right, yeah, and you know what? He just went right through them, right in between both of them. And it's a good chance there for GCU, but Utah, you know, you can't let that happen. You can't let GCU skate right through the D the rest of the night. I mean, it's an obvious statement, but
they're going to be too good.
Right.
You know, they're not going to let a chance like that go by too many times before they actually score something.
Absolutely.
And you know, the top 5 scorers on the Grand Canyon team, you know, they've got a good mix of points as Jackson fires on Biller. Biller makes a save, and we're going to have a whistle. Aiden Tucker, who we just mentioned, did the little coast-to-coast, has 5 goals, 10 assists for 15 points. Gannon Kilgore, who we haven't seen yet, I don't think, he has 8 goals, 6 assists for 14. Tyler Ownby, 4, 7, and 11. Lashinger, 4, 6, and 10. And then Ethan Poole, also 4, 6, and 10. So, you know, they've got their goals spread out. You can't just double team one guy and shut down their offense. And Biller makes another save.
Yeah, Biller showcasing his skill right now. Now Utah gets their turn to have a shot from basically right in front of them with nobody on him, and Biller makes a really good stop. He's got quick moving legs. I mean, he's able to shut down that puck and get down in that butterfly stand so quickly, and you see it right there. Just a good save by Biller, and you know he's like you said, we saw that night in and night out last year. GCU got a good one in Michael Biller.
Michael Biller, he's very agile.
Yes,
very agile.
That's the word. Yeah, I mean he really is. He's able to get down very quickly and make saves that some goaltenders aren't as quick to make. So he displays that skill absolutely.
I think we're in for a treat tonight because Nowicki is a similar style goalie where he's very agile, very quick to be able to get up and down, and so it could be a very fun night, you know, goalie highlight night. All right, shot by Kilgora. There's Gannon Kilgora.
And you know,
sticked wide.
And Biller, like it's extra fuel, right? He wants to play well against his former team.
Does.
So
of course he
so
does.
watch for him to be making some really nice saves because he's got that extra. You know, that's just how it is against your former team. You have that extra
little
fuel.
Incentive.
Right.
Little extra incentive. Ethan Poole sends it in deep, scooped up by Monaco. Oh, goes for a lead pass for Blau, who just goes into a heap. Now here comes Worth. Across the neutral zone, along the boards, bounces it into the Grand Canyon zone. Grand Canyon collects, sends back the other way, intercepted by Monaco. Whoops. And there he goes. He sends it back up ahead.
Good job recovering.
Furlong.
That could have been a bad turnover. He does a good job just recovering.
Right.
Never giving up on the play. That's important, right? You're falling down, but he can still get a stick on it, and he does so.
Mitchell tries to lay down Furlong, but Furlong's having nothing on it. He shrugs him off and carries the puck into the zone. Sorry, I was just too excited about that play. But no, you're right. You're right. I mean, if Monaco, because he went down, if he had not been able to get that puck back forward, that would have been a one-on-one on the goalie because there was nobody else left.
Right. So, yeah, never giving up on the play, right? Just whacking your stick at the puck no matter what and just getting it out. He does a good job doing that in desperation mode. And
he has a really good sense of where the puck is at all times. He very rarely loses sight of the puck.
Yeah, he's a good player, and you don't really see him kind of have a mistake like that, but even when he does have a mistake, he's able to recover.
Right,
and that's because it speaks to how good of a hockey player Monaco really is.
Well, and he doesn't spend time going, oh, God, I made a mistake. It's like, oh, God, I got to get the puck out of here.
Right.
So, yeah, no, he's a great player to have. Been with the team a couple of times. As I mentioned, he's got some D1 experience. I can't remember if he has one more year after this. I can't remember.
He's a name that was on, I think, M1 my first year potentially. So he might be coming up pretty soon towards the end. He's been here for a while. That just goes to show you that he's been a mainstay of this program for a long time. He's earned it. So he's a great player.
He's also one of our captains of the D2 along with Zeke Indy.
Yeah, and that's no surprise. I mean, he's a good leader. And because he's had so many years here, he knows how it is. He knows how to, kind of gel over these younger guys. And he's, on and off the ice, a great hockey player, great person. And it's been good to have him here for playing for the Utes, and he's had some injuries here and there, and we're just happy to see him back playing healthy because he's a huge boost to the team. He really is.
He really
you notice it on the ice, absolutely. You absolutely do.
He really is. All right. So in the meantime, Utah has gone on the power play. We've got 1:30 left, and the call against Mr. Tucker was 2 minutes for hooking. Utah sends it in. Endy back across to Torrey behind the net. Blau comes in. Oh, Wiener cuts it off. Nice job by Wiener. And then immediately goes for the shot. Blocker saved by Biller. Puck ends up in the netting, so we're going to have a face-off.
So you have Wiener and you have Endy right next to each other. One of those players is a right-handed shooter. One of those is a left-handed shooter. And Endy's coming in, and they're kind of, looking at each other. Who's going to take the shot? Should I pass it to Endy? Should I let Wiener take the shot? Wiener takes the shot. Very smart play right there. He's on the correct side of the ice to be taking that shot. Endy, because he's a left-handed shooter, would have had a more difficult angle. Right, awkward angle, more difficult angle. So it was very smart of them to realize the time and place. That takes a lot of hockey IQ, especially at this level, to realize, okay, the better shot's going to come from the right-handed shooter in this situation. Wiener takes a shot, and it's an open shot. It's a great shot to take, right on goal there. And for Utah, that's just the high hockey IQ being displayed there, because if you pass it to the left-handed shooter who might have more space and time, the shot's going to be at more of an awkward angle, and you lose that time and space once those players start coming and suffocating in on you. So nice play there by Utah. I'm very impressed there.
Yeah, really fun to watch this team gel, too. Just I got to see some of those early games in end of September, beginning of October, and the passing wasn't quite as crisp. We have a lot of new faces on this team. It's a fairly young team, and it's really fun to see how much they've really started to click right now. We have 33 seconds left in the period. Both teams still scoreless. 15 seconds left in the power play for Utah. And we may be heading to the locker room. I don't want to jinx them. I was going to say, we may be heading to the locker room with a tie. 20 seconds now. Utah maybe has a chance for one more offensive rush. And both teams are back to full strength. Monaco tries for a backhander. O'Shea goes for a wrist shot that gets kicked aside into the corner. And there is no broadcaster jinx. First period ends. Both teams tied 0-0. What a fun period.
Yeah, I mean, it's playing like you'd see it on paper, right? They're very closely ranked. It's a closely contested match. I mean, signs of brilliance from both teams. You're seeing some good hockey, flashes of good hockey from both sides, and it's closely contested. At the end there, Utah, I really liked that. There was 22 seconds left when you said we're tied, and Utah was actually able to make a pretty coherent breakout, almost like I would compare it more or less to a 2-minute drill in football, right? You got to get down the field in less than 2 minutes to get your team points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. Utah, okay, we're going to break it out. We have 22 seconds, break it out, and get at least one shot on goal. They did, and they almost had a chance at another one right there. So
I believe that's actually a hockey drill, right? They have a time drill where it says you have 30 seconds,
that too.
And you got to gel and try and score a goal.
Yep. And that's kind of what you saw there, and just the small things like that. All right, there's only 25 seconds, so let's get a quick breakout and get a quick shot. Doesn't matter. I mean, obviously you want to take the time to find the quality shot, but if we can get any shot, take the shot. That's a really nice kind of breakout there from Utah. I'm impressed with that. They've shown some flashes of really great hockey tonight. I think they're playing a lot better than they did last weekend. I mean, I guess the Utah State game was a pretty complete performance, but still, I mean, really great end of the period there for Utah, and I'm excited for the next 40 minutes because these two teams are, I mean, they're
going to town.
Yeah, they're very close. Right. I mean, it's a closely contested game. So, I mean, if that tells you anything, stick around for these next two periods.
Exactly. Be sure to come on back. We'll be taking a little break, and we will see you for the second period.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the home
Welcome to game day fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the arts.
have no trip. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real-world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might fade and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab your walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that, I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this will be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
This is Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
My name is Marguerite Van Komen, and I'm a snowbird ski patrolman. My dog's name is Frank. What a good boy, huh? What a good boy you are. I start every morning waking up and having breakfast with the dog, and then we finish every day having dinner together, but everything in the middle changes. We train them using their own instincts, so instead of hunt for dinner, they're hunting for humans. A lot of thought goes into choosing these dogs. Number one, they've got to be able to handle the cold. Number two, they got to be pretty hardy. And three, we're looking for very high drive dogs. The dog that is going to chew your sofa up at home, we want that dog. The people, the mountain at Snowbird, it's just special. And everything you want to do is here in Salt Lake. Get off the plane, grab your gear from the luggage cart, and within 30 to 45 minutes, you're up here and skiing on snow. You know, Salt Lake is super unique. We have 4 full seasons. So you can come up, ski all morning till the snow gets a little too smushy, and then you go and hit 18 at the golf course at the bottom of the mouth, and then you can go out for a wonderful dinner and see theater. It's amazing how much you can fit into your day. And not only do we have everything that you want to do, but we have great people to do it with. Everyone wants to be outdoors, happy, and go and play. Every day is different, and I love that. I love showing up to work and going, what is on the plate today? Snowbird is my family, and Salt Lake is my home, and Frank is a great part of that. My name is Marguerite Van Komen. I'm a Snowbird ski patrolman, and I am Salt Lake.
Cycling on the far side, and finally kind of gets stuck in the corner there. Myrtle is there, scooped up by Lynch. Across to Yumina, who flips it ahead to Jackson. Ooh, what a pretty little pass. Jackson carries across the blue line. Looks like Tori is there to help him. Now Yumina picks it up on the other side in the corner. Indy waiting on the point. Also have, looks like Monaco at the high slot. And Monaco unable to keep it in, so Utah's gonna have to come back out and regroup, and then Monaco shovels it back in deep. Grand Canyon scoops it up, starts the breakout from their end. And Grand Canyon, they're also, you know, as Patrick, as you point out, they're pretty disciplined. They don't really just kind of fling the puck down there. They look up, they look around, they wait for their teammates to set up. Very disciplined looking team.
Yeah, I think everything they do is pretty calculated. I mean, they've been passing the puck really well and moving it around really well. Utah, I think you could compare their game a little bit to Grand Canyon's. It's I think Grand Canyon looks a little bit better, but I mean, it really is an evenly matched game. But yeah, GCU pretty disciplined. I think it's, you know, the moves they make are very calculated. They're a pretty fundamentally sound team.
So kudos to, looks like head coach of Grand Canyon, Reed Miller, and assistant coach Luke Gallagher. I believe they might be new. I don't recognize Reed Miller's name. I could be wrong. I apologize if I'm wrong, but I believe this is a different head coach from who I remember on the roster last year. Although I have to admit, these games sometimes they kind of run together. We watch so many games from so many teams from so many cities. Oh, so a shot from the point by Osola goes wide. Puck ends up back in the corner. And Grand Canyon scoops it up, clears the zone, picked up by Osola. Back to Tomacek. Tries to send a lead pass ahead to, looks like that was to Fenny. Gets picked off instead. Now here comes Grand Canyon the other way. Oh, nice move there. Nice poke check by Osola. And then O'Shea drops it into the corner. Oh, and Fenny goes down and inadvertently takes out a Grand Canyon player. Nothing on purpose there, but he obviously couldn't put on the brakes when he's sliding on his pads. Fenny, centering pass, and Biller decides he's just going to cover that up because right there standing on top of him, it looks like that's Donovan O'Shea waiting to see if that puck trickles loose. O'Shea, of course, knows Biller very well since O'Shea played in front of him all last year.
It's like Utah players know the book on Biller, but Biller knows the book on the Utah players. So it's, yeah, right. Dead even in a way between those two. But yeah, I mean these players obviously pretty close with Biller.
Nice one-timer by Worth, but it hits somebody in the shin pads and goes into the corner, and now it gets scooped up by number 82, and not sure who 82 is. Sorry about that, folks. We'll have to look that one up. Worth comes back the other way, down into the corner. Tries to drop it for Furlong and bounces along. Yumina sends it back across the other way. And will Blau get there in time? And he does. He sends back into the corner, picked up by Worth. Worth tries to get by one, but it gets picked off by the Grand Canyon player. Looks like we might have a 4-on-3. Nope, it's going to be a line change. They just dump it in deep. Lashinger sends it back behind the net. Blyle's back there trying to get it away from him. He goes for a cross-ice pass, not a centering pass, to Worth, who circles around to give his time a chance to spread out. And he goes cross ice pass to Umina. Tries to get it back to Worth. Gets deflected. And Umina picks it up again. Oh, no, he doesn't. Goes all the way deep into the Utah zone. Lynch is going to pick it up. Gets around one. Oh, loses an edge. Oh, dangerous play there. Nice save by Nowicki. That one just kind of got away from, I think it was Hovey as he was trying to skate it out. Puck now in the corner. Grand Canyon trying to keep it in. Utah, of course, trying to get it out. All right, a little bit of exciting change on the roster here. We have a number 82, and it's not on the roster on the digital scoreboard, so I apologize. I don't know who that would be. All right, puck now back in the Utah zone. Umina makes a nice little circle move. Cross ice pass to Garrett Jackson. Oh, he tries to get back his defender. Can Hovey get there? Oh, two Grand Canyon players collide. Boy, that was a little scary. Both trying to go for the puck, coming in at each other really high. Fortunately, they both pop right back up. Puck ends up along the boards. Here comes Monaco. He's got Garrett Jackson across ice. Fights his way past one defender across the blue line. Kept in by Utah. Looks like that was Sheridan who kept it in. And then Jackson to Hovey. And the puck gets loose and goes all the way to their end. That might be icing. Oh, look at that. I guessed right. So we're going to bring the puck all the way back to the Grand Canyon end. Still 0-0, 13:35 left in the second period.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams dead even, really. I mean, they're matching each other's punches.
Yeah, they really are. I was going to say,
blow.
they're really just kind of trading chances here. All right. Controlled by Grand Canyon off the draw. And then picked up by Utah, who sends it into the corner. Lacroix sends it back behind the net. Wiener's there. Nice little check there and shielding the puck. Oh, and a shot on goal. Great play by, who was that? Was that O'Shea?
Yeah, that was Kurt. That was a really heads-up play by Kurt. He sees the opening and he hustles right to it, almost like that play we mentioned earlier in the game where Torrey hustled in for the tip. It's similar, but this time Kurt finds some open time and space. He bursts through with some speed. He gets a one-timer chance. That's the best-looking chance I think Utah has seen this period.
I think the other thing that was really great was the way he laid the puck on the blade of his stick so he could really whip it. He knew he had some space, and so he just kind of laid it over and just really put the whip on it. In the meantime, Biller makes another save on another wrist shot. I think that one was actually by Lacroix.
Yeah, and you know, they say speed kills, and that for a reason, right? Because, you know, when you're kind of in a dead even heat like this, it really is nice to use your speed to your advantage, right? Like if the other team's got speed that can match yours, it's just use that speed when they're not expecting it. And right there, GCU kind of, there's somewhat of a small defensive breakdown. It's not even that big of a defensive breakdown in that situation.
No,
it's
it's
just
kind of
that
like they blinked.
It's just that Kurt saw the opening and he, you know, pounced on it right away, and he found that open shot. And you got to have more of that in this game for either side. I mean, I think that's how you're going to get one of these goals. You're going to have to be quick and kill the other team with your speed.
Oh, a little bit of a chance here by, that's number 87. That is Ethan Poole. Stick save by Nowicki. Grand Canyon still managed to keep the puck in the Utah zone behind the net. Pittman's back there fighting for it. Poole's back there fighting for it. And Fene tries to get in there and clear it out. One-time slap shot from the point by, looks like that was Spence. Another save by Nowicki. And it ends up at the opposite end, opposite side. Tucker skating around in the corner. Cycling. Oh, and nice deflection there by Fene. He managed to get the puck out of the zone, so Grand Canyon has to clear the zone. And that gives Utah a great chance to regroup. Umina up to Fene. Gets intercepted. Now here comes Grand Canyon the other way. Ooh, Sola, boy, he was lucky that didn't get called for pulling somebody down from behind. No penalty. Puck is now in the Grand Canyon zone. Fast and furious play, back and forth. Here we go. Grand Canyon comes the other way. Tucker gets by his man. Skates across the circle, loses the handle on. Nowicki makes a save. Nowicki makes another save and another save. How did that not go in?
Yeah, that's lucky for Utah, but there was a stick from a defender there. I couldn't quite tell which one, but regardless, it saves a goal.
And Worth was there standing in the crease to make sure that when that puck ended up behind Nowicki, he cleared it as well. And we have a penalty coming up against Aiden Blyle. And it's going to be 2 minutes for slashing. So now Grand Canyon goes on the power play. And Grand Canyon has a 42% conversion rate, 14 out of 33, not great. Meanwhile, Utah has a 87%, over an 87% success penalty kill rate. So let's see how that holds up. Utah sends it in deep, scooped up behind the net. Picked up by Spence, he skates from his own zone. Oh, sorry, not Spence, that's number 70, Mitchell. Sorry about that, Adam. Skates behind the Utah net. Grand Canyon not really setting up a box. Shot goes in, and Myrtle is right there for the deflection.
That's a good setup there for a static deflection there. You have a guy parked right there, right in front of Utah's goaltender Nowicki, and the shot rips from the point. It gets through, it's tipped, and the rebound couldn't be contained. Utah gets a little bit lucky with the whistle there. It blows a little bit early, but nonetheless a good setup there from GCU. I mean, a goal is going to have to come via, sending a shot from the point and trying tipping it in, or like I said, using your speed to try and find a small opening, because, I mean, neither team's giving an inch, and it's a good setup there for GCU, and I feel like I'm saying the same thing for Utah whenever, oh my goodness, that's a penalty. Oh my.
Yeah, that's going to be a penalty. Yeah. That's a big one. That's going to be on Utah. So, of course, Biller heads to the bench so that Grand Canyon can have an extra skater on the ice. And they finally do call the whistle. It's going to be Torrey.
That's almost as textbook as a boarding call as one can get.
Pretty much.
Head first right into the boards. Not much discussion. Actually, no, the referees are going to discuss if it's more than a 2-minute penalty.
Right.
As that's what you're seeing right here.
Multiple 2-minute penalties. You could have a 5-minute major. Looks like it's just going to be the 2, so it'll be 5 on 3. Utah's going to be 2 players short for the next minute and 12 seconds because Blyle is still serving his first penalty. So this is a big deficit for Utah. Let's see how they hold up. It's also interesting, Patrick, the difference between the last game Utah played, which was against Utah State, where we described how Utah almost seemed to be enforcing their will and controlling the flow of the flow of play. That's not happening here. Both teams are just kind of trading blows, as you say.
Yeah, right. Like no team's really forcing their will or dictating play. It's just back and forth. It's just two really evenly matched hockey teams.
There's a chance that gets by number 22 Lashinger. Couldn't get all the stick on it. Grand Canyon taking their time because, of course, they have a 2-player advantage. That wrist shot goes way wide.
Yeah, if you're GCU, you have 45 seconds here to find the perfect shot almost.
Oh, and there's a chance. Nice active stick as Nowicki kicks that one away.
And I like the tempo here from GCU. They're not forcing anything that's not there. They're taking their time. They're making the passes. Looking pretty good.
Wrist shot by Austin Poole, and Nowicki makes that look easy. And as Patrick and I can both tell you, that thing, when that's coming right at you that fast, it's like a little BB.
Yeah, I mean, every player, when you're killing a 5-on-3, every player's playing their part, and the goaltender right there, Nowicki, playing his part. You can hear some oohs and ahs from the stands here. I mean, that was a really nice glove save. And like Anita said, he just made it look so easy, and it's not that easy. And, that portion of the net's wide open. He sticks his hand out there, makes a great glove save, and now Utah a chance here to clear the puck.
All right. Still 19 seconds with Grand Canyon having a 2-player advantage. And puck kind of gets deflected on its way in. And there's the one-timer. So the first shot was by number 28. That was Gannon Kilgora. Bounced off of Nowicki. Really didn't have much of a chance to collect it. And then it gets followed up, just as he should, by Myrtle, who's standing right there. Nowicki doesn't have a chance. He's on the opposite side of the crease. And so Grand Canyon scores the first goal, their power play goal, at 9:11 in the second period.
Yeah,
that means that Blyle is released, but Utah still has a man down.
There's not much you can do if you're Utah in that situation. I mean, you're killing a 5-on-3. There's only so much you can really do. Collapse your defensive structure as much as you can in the slot when something like that's going on, but then they just send it to the point. So collapsing, it's a tough situation all around for Utah. I mean, defending a 5-on-3 is super difficult, and GCU, they were looking poised to score on that. I mean, if I'm going to be completely honest, they were probably scoring on that 5-on-3 no matter what. They were looking very good, finding their lanes, and eventually there's a nice backhand pass, one-time wrist shot they have the 1-goal lead. And if you're Utah, just stay out of the box. Don't give GCU a chance to have that again because they looked very calculated, like I've said before. That's the word I'm going to use because they're taking their time, really good tempo. I mean, Utah, they have very well could be back in this game, and it's not like they're playing not as well as Grand Canyon, but that was just a really nice setup there from GCU. And, you know, if you're Utah, you got to respond immediately.
And I think that's a really good point you make, Patrick. We've got 16 seconds left in the still one-player advantage for Grand Canyon. As Tucker gets a little bit of a break there, and he centers the pass. He centers the pass again. Utah's defense breaking down to, that's Hunter Laschinger who sends it home.
Yeah,
Grand Canyon gets a power play goal with 6 seconds left in the power play.
Yeah, you say it right there, Anita. That's a defensive breakdown. That one could be prevented. That's a tough one. That's just GCU riding that momentum highway, right? Like in Utah, kind of getting on the lull there. Like, okay, we just gave up a goal, and then kind of got to get collected, and they didn't really collect themselves. And there's a defensive breakdown, and like we said earlier, GCU is going to take advantage of that. You give them time and space, they're going to. The way this team passes the puck, very disciplined. The way they pass the puck, they can find any opening they want within a couple seconds. Boom, you see it right there yet again.
And this is the thing you've pointed out too,
score.
right? A pass moves faster than you can ever skate.
Right.
And they've got that skill down very well.
Yes, they do. I mean, like I said, you give them any time and space, they're going to find it within a few seconds, zip that puck over to the stick where it needs to be, get the shot off, and score if that's the type of chance you're going to get. And GCU very quickly takes a 2-goal lead, and now Utah's got to fill in some of this hole quickly. Like I said, the response needs to be swift and it needs to be quick because you're playing this team very well, but you know, to dig a hole like this, you need to get at least one back here and get some momentum in your favor.
And O'Shea brings it down, and there's the centering pass. You must have been eating your Wheaties or something because O'Shea and Torrey answer right back for Utah. It's O'Shea to Torrey.
And we're not kidding when it's neck and neck. That's a really nice play for Utah. They do the same exact thing. They find the open space, tic-tac-toe, it goes right in the net, and
Torrey did that thing where he darts in there right in front of the low slot. Yep. And O'Shea looks up and says, all right, well, I'm going to fling it in there, and Torrey's right there for it.
Yep, and that we saw that earlier in the game, and Utah capitalizing on it. They saw earlier in the game, they saw that's there, right? Torrey was able to get the chance in the first period pretty early on. I remember talking about it. They're okay, we know that's there. We know we can send Torrey flying in, and it's a really nice play for the Utes, and the answer is it's huge. It really is.
It really is huge. And you'd mentioned this before, and I think it's important to point this out as well. I think the mistake that Utah needs to avoid is they need to make sure they don't end up in the penalty box.
Yep.
That's what's going to kill him today.
I mean, yeah, think about it. The only 2 goals they've given up have been on the man advantage for GCU, right? So stay out of the box because, like we said, a team that can pass is a team you don't want to send on the power play. I mean, that's more or less it. If you can pass on your power play, this is what I've said this on previous broadcasts. If you can zip the puck around on a power play, you're going to have a good power play squad. If you can pass it well, you can find the chances. And shooting, obviously it's good to be good at shooting and attacking. But I think if you can pass well, you'll be good at the power play. So that's why you got to keep GCU out, or keep Utah out of the box because GCU will take advantage.
Absolutely. And we have a penalty coming up. Speaking of which, I'm not sure who it's on. It's going to be cross-checking, but I'm not sure it's on.
That's don't do that. Don't go to the box.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
What did we just say?
Yeah.
Ryan, what did we just say? Don't go to the box. But unfortunately, Ryan Worth is going to have to sit for 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Yeah, so now, if you're Utah, the way you defend this is just, you can't break down defensively. I mean, what I mean by that is this: if a team can zip the puck around and just, you have to force them to the outside. Don't let them encroach in, but at the same time, you have to collapse and expand appropriately in your diamond or box formation as you're killing. So if you're Utah, keep them on the perimeter. Don't let them get on the inside. And if you can do that, that's the way the best way you could defend a team that can just zip the puck around and find open spaces. Just don't let them find an open space in the middle. Keep them on the outside, or just, obviously dump the puck and just burn as much time as possible.
So 1:35 left in the power play for Grand Canyon, and here they come. It's going to be Tucker. Tucker's got some speed. In the corner, back out to the point. And that is 21, Austin Poole. He lets one fly, ends up behind the net, and then back into the corner. And Lynch is trying to get it out. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Lynch. Oh, that's Yumina. And now Jackson's got a breakaway chance. And he makes the shot. Biller had that all the way. Not really much of anything for, no gaps for Jackson to really shoot at. Biller had that angle covered up pretty well, and he came out just enough to pretty much cut off all the angles.
That's a good chance there by Jackson. He does the right thing. He peels back just a little bit. He's skating towards the net, then he peels off to the side, tries to get the angle, but as you said, it's not quite there. But regardless, you take that shot every time and you try and force it. But yeah, good chance there by Jackson, and you know, it forces a face-off in the GCU zone when you're killing, which is even more important.
Right, and the other thing is, right, Jackson realizes that what he doesn't want to do is get tied up when they're a man short. So he takes a shot, and another shot, this time by Torrey, and Biller makes another save. And, you know, Utah's doing a pretty good job of putting pressure on Grand Canyon, even though being a player down. 51 seconds left in the penalty against Utah. And looks like we're going to have a warning on a encroachment in the face-off circle. And Grand Canyon controls on the draw. It's DeNuno, and he drops it back behind his own net. Looks like that is to number 70, Mitchell, who's nice little stretch pass way up ahead to DeNuno. And then the puck ends up in the corner, and smart play by Utah. They just send it far off to the other end. And a little pressure there by Torrey, who's doing a good job of keeping the puck in the zone. Oh, go! Here we go. Looks like a 2-on-goalie right now. And Nowicki makes an amazing save. Nowicki had to decide, is the Grand Canyon player bearing down on me? That looks to be 87. That would be Poole, and flanked by Randall. Is he going to pass or is he going to shoot? And he has to try and make a decision. He makes the right decision, makes the glove save.
And it all starts with O'Shea down here. You know, he unfortunately makes a play. You can't really blame him. He's going for the puck. He tries to get a stick on it, but he actually gets just enough stick to the point where it's actually almost like a pass to a GCU player.
Right.
And it's not his fault. He's just trying to play the puck. It's an unfortunate situation. But GCU, they take it. You know, they take advantage. They have the breakaway there. So, you know, that just goes to show you this team will make you pay. Luckily for Utah, it's an amazing save by Nowicki, but you know, O'Shea going for that puck, he got the perfect amount of puck, or you know, the perfect amount of stick on that puck to slow it down for GCU to have that breakaway. And you know, it's bad luck for him, but his goalie bails him out.
And Utah successfully kills the penalty. Whoa, we got a big pileup. Successfully kills the penalty. Myrtle with a, you know, breakaway chance, and his shot is deflected by Nowicki, and then Myrtle can't stop himself from in time, and everybody goes crashing into the net. Hope Nowicki's okay, because he slammed into the back part of the net pretty hard, and there's that center support post in the back. That can't feel too good when you smack into it. Zach Monaco looks like he was asking Nowicki, all right, and Nowicki just gives him a quick head nod, head bob, so he's back in the goal. Osola, whoa, gets it taken away. Wow, great heads-up play by Shackle. Now Monaco gets by one, gets by Shackle. Nice little stretch, lead pass ahead to the Solo, skids across the blue line. Out to Fene, one-time slap shot. Oh boy, that's gonna leave a mark. Boy, that was a slap shot, hit Shackle right in the back of the thigh where there's no pads.
Yeah, that hurts a lot.
That hurts a lot.
That's gonna leave a mark. You could see him laboring there after that
Plus
shot.
You got your big sciatic nerve back there, and boy, it gets inflamed, and you don't skate too good after that. All right, couple shots on goal. Deflected by Biller, and now here comes Grand Canyon the other way. That is, I'm losing my numbers here. 97, that is, Bradley. Thank you, Patrick. Puck ends up loose. Monaco out to Umina. Monaco and Umina have played together as a defensive pair for a long time. All right, now Utah intercepting neutral zone. Oh, nice heads-up play there by Ethan Poole, who sends it in deep. Well, actually, it looks like he shot it on goal. I was looking at my roster, and so Nowicki makes a save. We've got 3 minutes, 19 seconds left in the second period. Grand Canyon with a one-goal lead, 2-1 against Utah, and shots on goal now nearly even. Utah with 18 and Grand Canyon with 20. On the draw, Utah controls. Umina bounces up off the glass, tries to get it out. Grand Canyon tries to keep it in. Now Indy's got a chance. he's got Wiener on his far side. He centers a pass, and it gets all the way through. The good defense by Grand Canyon there. Ends up in the corner. Andy's in there. Wiener's in there. Andy comes up with it. Then it gets picked off instead by Grand Canyon. It looks like that was Dmitriev, and he sends it off, and that's going to be a little bit too deep. Oh, icing waved off, so Lynch is back there fighting for the puck along with Kilgora. And Utah comes up with it, but it gets ahead of Umina. And nice little heads-up play there by Torrey, who jumps in there. Wiener sends it in there behind the net. Skates with it, still skating with it. Out to the point. Back to Wiener. They've got Kurt waiting for it in the slot if they can get it to him. And from the point, Umina sends it in deep. Sorry, not Umina, Lynch. Umina's on the other side. Back to Wiener behind the net. Nice little move, gets clear. Oh, but there isn't anybody in the slot. And Kurt makes a valiant effort to keep the puck in, but unable to do that. Now here comes Grand Canyon the other way. Wrist shot. And Nowicki jumps on the rebound. That shot was Lashinger. Say that 3 times fast. Lashinger. Nowicki makes a save, and we'll have a face-off to his left. Just under 2 minutes left to play in this second period. What a fun game to watch. I'm really looking forward to like 4 days of hockey. It's going to be such a blast. All right. Puck is still kind of bouncing around and just squirts out and finally ends up on the opposite side. O'Shea flips it up high off the glass, but a little bit too high. It looks like it deflects into the Grand Canyon bench, so we're going to have a face-off, no doubt, in the Utah zone. I suspect probably to the right of Nowicki. And it looks like it'll be Tucker facing off against, I want to say that's Blyle. I can't quite see the number. And we're off the, oh, no, sorry, that was Hovey. Sorry about that, Max. Oh, and we have a chance here for Jackson, but what a defensive play by Bradley, who hustles back and lays down, sacrifices his body to keep Jackson from getting an open shot. And now the puck's coming back the other way. Grand Canyon's trying to fight it out of the corner. And Torrey sends it back in. Oh, puck gets by everybody, ends up on the far side. It's going to be icing. As I mentioned, we've got hockey all weekend long this weekend. Tomorrow night we have the men's 2 is going to take on University of Providence, ranked number 5 at 1:30. The women's Utah women's 1 will take on Montana State at 4:30, and then later on that evening it'll be the Utah men's D1 will be hosting their WCHL rivals Arizona, who's ranked 13th in the ACHA national rankings. O'Shea fighting for the puck, gets away from him. Tucker goes for a shot, gets tangled up with Hovey, and oh, we have some extracurriculars. I think Torrey took exception to a little bit of looks like a little bit of elbowing after the whistle, and we're going to have a couple people going to the box, I'm sure. Torrey's going to go.
It all starts with the cheap shot from GCU. I mean, Hovey was just shoved down right after the whistle, and Utah coming in to defend his valor, and I mean,
there's got to be a purple jersey going to the box too. I'm going to guess it was Tucker.
If there's not, I would be.
I think it was Tucker who was the one who, like you said, hauled down.
Well, the cheap shot came. It originally came from GCU, and wow, that's a
it's pretty
very
hard.
poor very poor fishing decision.
Yeah, it's pretty
that's
hard to call a retaliation penalty if there wasn't something else that happened before that.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty bad from the officiating staff. You try not to, obviously you don't complain about the refs often, but I mean that if you go back and rewind, it's a cheap shot that starts it all from GCU.
Right.
But regardless,
and again, like if you're going to call a retaliation penalty, there has to be retaliation for something else that happened, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. So now we have another whistle. I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like it is a hand pass, so no penalty, just an infraction, which means we'll have a face-off just outside the blue line. Yeah, I'm a little stunned by that. You know what's interesting too is Tucker headed straight for the bench. He didn't stick around at all. So
right.
he knows. All righty, so Utah is going to have to defend with a player down for 1:45. There's only 51 seconds left in the second period. Utah still trailing by 1.
And we saw how good GCU is in the power play,
They're
right?
very good on the power play.
You don't like it. This is a huge thing for Utah because, you know, having a guy in the box and giving GCU that man advantage, they're dangerous on that. And so, you know, a free power play like that for GCU, huge chance to take advantage of for Utah. It's kind of, you know, it's unfortunate, but.
And I think the penalty minutes are starting to rack up on the Utah side. My impression is Utah's been in the box probably 50-60% more times than Grand Canyon. So this is something that I'm sure that they're going to have to talk about in the break, is that they've got to stay out of the box. Have to stay out of the box. Oh, O'Shea unable to clear it out. And the puck is off its mooring, and nobody's going to call. Finally, we get a whistle. That net was off its mooring for quite a long time. Ethan Poole winding up to try and take a shot there. We've got 1.4 seconds left in the second period. And of course the 53 seconds, well, it'll be 52 by the time the whistle blows, on Torrey will carry over into the third period. And the horn sounds with Grand Canyon leading Utah with a 1-goal lead, 2-1. And of course, as I said, Torrey will be serving 52 seconds left in his penalty at the start of the third period. What a fun second period as well. I mean, this has just been a great game. I wish they could all be this good.
Yeah, I mean, definitely back and forth. Utah only chasing 1 goal. Getting that one back after they gave up the second goal is huge. I mean, it really will help them, you know, fill in this hole a little bit more. It gives them a chance to get right back in this thing and tie it up next period. So, I mean, closely contested all the way down to the end. For Utah, you need a W here. So, yeah, go regroup and come back out and get another couple goals.
My impression was correct. Utah now had 4 penalties in the second period, 1 penalty in the first. Grand Canyon's only had 2 in the first. So Utah's really got to kind of start watching those penalties.
Yep.
They're gonna get burned on these. If they give up this many penalties in a differential that's this unbalanced, they're going to pay for it.
Right, and I mean, they already have, right? 2 goals for GCU. Those are 2 power play goals. So for Utah, I mean, it'll be brought up by the coaching staff no matter what, but stay out of the box in the third period. And if you do that, you might give yourself a chance to win this game. So we'll see.
We'll see you soon, folks. We're going to take our little break as well. Be sure to come back for what will undoubtedly be an exciting third period.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the hope
Welcome to Game Day Fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to
Trust
the
them
party!
in the sea of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
Welcome to world-class research.
Welcome to the arts.
Welcome to real-world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might fade and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get out and grab it, walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get out and grab it, walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that, I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? Shh. I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this will be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
This is Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
My name is Marguerite Van Komen, and I'm a snowbird ski patrolman. My dog's name is Frank. What a good boy, huh? What a good boy you are. I start every morning waking up and having breakfast with the dog, and then we finish every day having dinner together, but everything in the middle changes. We train them using their own instincts, so instead of hunt for dinner, they're hunting for humans. A lot of thought goes into choosing these dogs. Number one, they've got to be able to handle the cold. Number two, they got to be pretty hardy. And three, we're looking for very high drive dogs. The dog that is going to chew your sofa up at home, we want that dog. The people, the mountain at Snowbird, it's just special. And everything you want to do is here in Salt Lake. Get off the plane, grab your gear from the luggage cart, and within 30 to 45 minutes, you're up here and skiing on snow. You know, Salt Lake is super unique. We have 4 full seasons. So you can come up, ski all morning till the snow gets a little too smushy, and then you go and hit 18 at the golf course at the bottom of the mouth, and then you can go out for a wonderful dinner and see theater. It's amazing how much you can fit into your day. And not only do we have everything that you want to do, but we have great people to do it with. Everyone wants to be outdoors, happy, and go and play. Every day is different, and I love that. I love showing up to work and going, what is on the plate today? Snowbird is my family, and Salt Lake is my home, and Frank is a great part of that. My name is Marguerite Van Komen. I'm a snowbird ski patrolman, and I am Salt Lake.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the hope
Welcome to Game Day Fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Sea of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your walk.
Welcome to the art.
Have no trip. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might faint and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab your walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that. I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this will be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
All right, folks, this is it. 20 more minutes to play. Utah trailing Grand Canyon by one itty-bitty goal, 2-1. And I think one of the things Utah is going to have to be on guard for is I'll bet you anything, Grand Canyon is hoping to catch them sleeping with a man advantage in 52 seconds to open this period. That's going to be my prediction. They're going to come out right away and pressure Utah and see if they can catch them napping and use that man advantage to score one more power play goal, an insurance goal for them. So, both teams banging on the boards, getting rowdy for their teammates. And looks like we've got, is that Zeke Indy facing off against Trevor Myrtle in center ice. And Grand Canyon controls off the draw. And they've got Utah, sure enough, spread out, setting up the box. Back out to the point. No rush. And a nice little poke check, and the puck ends up all the way at the other end. Grand Canyon regroups. Comes back. And that's Myrtle again, crosses the blue line, ends up in the corner, skating behind the net, tries to put the brakes on, goes down on one knee. Kilgora tries to help him out. Puck is bouncing around, and Wiener tries to skate it across the neutral zone, and that's it. Both teams back to full strength, and Torrey comes out and joins the party. Oh, just in time trying a centering pass, but gets tangled up with Tucker, and they go down a heap. Hovey was trying to flip that one over a prone Grand Canyon player. Torrey trying to get stick on it, but it's on the wrong side of his blade. On the back side, the wrong side of the curve. And Utah unable to keep it in. Grand Canyon's going to try and skate it in. Nope, they're just going to dump it in and go for a line change. Utah gathers puck up behind their own net. Looks like that's Umina. Ahead to Kurt. And he skates across the blue line. Nice little bounce pass to himself. He goes down a heap, no whistle. Grand Canyon collects behind the net. And that's Tucker. Sends a cross ice pass. Ooh, nice smart play by Hovey, who intercepts that pass. It was intended for Laschinger. And now here comes Grand Canyon back the other way. And Ownby ends up in a heap. Umina picks up the puck, says, thank you very much, I'll take that. He sends it, he tries to go and send it out ahead to Jackson, but bounces off his skate. Torrey has it, sends it in deep. Hovey gives chase. Jackson goes into the corner as well. And Grand Canyon trying to clear it out. Wiener manages to keep it in. Jackson across, smart heads up play, cross pass to Wiener, but it gets away from him. Ends up behind the net. And now here comes Grand Canyon the other way. Tucker trying to send a lead pass ahead to Dmitriev, but it's just out of his reach. And now here comes Utah, decides they're going to try and turn the favor. Andy across the blue line. Drops it to Kurt. Oh, and it gets away from him. Wiener scoops it up, though. He's got the puck. Ends up tries to do a 180 and loses an edge. Andy back to Wiener. Back to Andy. Ends up in the corner. Grand Canyon sends it back behind their own net. And a pass ahead to Spence. Cross ice pass to nobody. Zach Monaco picks it up. Pass to Kurt, gets intercepted. So intercepted by Shackle, but it looks like he didn't wait for his teammates to clear the zone. So we're gonna have an offsides call and a face-off. Just outside the blue line. Oh, I'm sorry. It's gonna be icing. Really? Okay. It's icing, folks. That means we're gonna go all the way back to the Grand Canyon end. And we have 16:52 left in the third period left in this game. Utah still needs to make up that 1 goal difference.
Well, Utah is actually on the power play right now.
Oh, there was a penalty. See, I just totally missed all that. Spence is gonna go in the box. Did you see the what the infraction was?
Too many men on the ice.
Ah, okay. So Utah gets a break with a power play. Setting up their box. Umina skates it into the corner. Tries to go for a centering pass, but it gets deflected away. And Shackle sends it all the way down to the other end.
Well, that's a sign of a good defensive setup on the penalty kill there. You see that Utah is trying to go right through the zone, right through that 4-person box there for GCU. And they're unable to do so. As soon as it goes in the danger area, I guess you could call it, it's just whacked out and forced Utah to reset.
And Utah tries again. Wiener to Umina. And Grand Canyon being very disciplined and not getting sucked all the way in or sucked all the way to one side. Andy with a wrist shot gets deflected high off of somebody's stick. I think maybe that was Jason Murphy got a stick on it, so it ends up in the netting. We'll have a face-off. And we have 54 seconds left in the power play for Utah. 15:45 left in the game. Hovey's going to face off against Jason Murphy. And Grand Canyon gets the puck and wisely send it whizzing down to the other end of the ice. Scooped up by Monaco behind his own net. Pass ahead to Fenny. Nice little move there in the neutral zone. Oh, nice pass to Monaco, skates across the blue line. He's got plenty of support. Out to Hovey, back out to Monaco. Still 33 seconds. Oh, I was gonna say 36 seconds left in the power play. The pass gets away from O'Shea, and so he's got to skate around a little bit to give everybody a chance to regroup. Skates it into the corner. He gets tied up. Puck gets picked up by Fenny. Fenny skates through the circle. He's got some room. Wrist shot, saved by Biller. Right off the chest protector, you can hear that one. 9 seconds left in Utah's power play. Spence is on his feet. He can't wait to get out onto the ice, and sure enough, he comes out and joins the party. Both teams back to full strength. Here's a break for Grand Canyon. Big slap shot by Myrtle, goes high and off the glass. Stretch pass ahead to Shackle. He sends it off to Spence. Spence goes down in a heap. And Hovey comes back up with the puck. He lets one fly. Stick saved by Biller. Grand Canyon is trying to get that cleared, and the net is off its moorings. No whistle yet. So Denuno goes, well, in case the referees didn't notice that the net was off its moorings, I'll just give this a really big shove, and then there won't be any question about it. So now we have a whistle. I don't know if you knew this, Patrick, but many years ago, they experimented with other ways to make the net a little safer for players. So they actually had this idea of putting the net on like a spring hinge, right?
I think they do something similar in the NHL with a rubber.
Well, the problem with the spring hinge is that the goalies would lean on it and cut down the angle of the goal mouth.
Okay.
they had to nix that one. That plan didn't work out too well. So the rubber has a little give, but this was literally a spring, so that a spring hinge, and so you can literally push on the net and then, right,
rebound
decrease the size of the goal mouth by doing that. All right, Utah gathering the puck. That's Worth in his own zone. Carries it across the blue line. Tries to get a pass ahead to Furlong. Oh, and here's a chance for Grand Canyon. Murphy. Pass ahead to Kilgore, who lets fly. Puck ends up behind the net. Lacroix gets it up ahead to Furlong. Puck gets loose. Furlong sends it up again. Tucker goes for a shot. Stick saved by Nowicki. Worth goes after the puck, being challenged by Ethan Poole. Puck gets him in the corner with Lacroix. And it trickles out. Oh, big hit right there by Furlong. And the puck is now gathered up by Grand Canyon. 13 minutes left in the period. Puck is still in the Utah zone. Bouncing around the corner. Still bouncing around the corner. Sheridan finally comes up with it and manages to clear it out. Grand Canyon sends back in, but then Lynch has a break. He sends it up ahead, trying to get up to Kurt. We got a broken stick on the ice. Looks like that's Lynch. He's asking for a stick from the bench. Finally gets one. Wiener tries to poke it by his man, unable to do so. Umina. Oh, he goes a stretch pass for Kurt, but it's just outside, beyond his reach, and so it's going to be icing instead. So that means they'll come back to the Utah zone. Looks like the faceoff will be to Nowicki's right, I believe. Yeah, Kurt was off to the races, but he just didn't have quite enough speed to get there in time to catch that pass from that long lead pass from Jack Umina. So Tucker facing off against, looks like that was Andy. Umina sends it across. This time he gets to Kurt, skates across the blue line, and he wings it in there. It's tipped. Nice tip there. That was a great follow-up by Andy to try and tip it past Biller, but he had it all the way, so he makes the save. And we're going to face off now on the other end of the ice.
I mean, yeah, we had 3 goals in the second period that all came within a pretty quick span, and since then it's been
bam,
kind
bam,
of the
bam.
same as it, the rest of the game.
Kind of like the first period was.
But yeah, neither team giving an inch, and I mean, chances both sides almost equally, and Utah's got to find a way to break that up and at least get one more.
Nice defensive play by the Quad against Tucker, who was bearing down hard. And we have offsides. I'm not sure what the Grand Canyon player was thinking, because he had the whole field in front of him. You could see he had 2 teammates across on the wrong side of the blue line. Might have just had a little bit of a memory lapse there. He's Mitchell. That's Mitchell. He looks at the ceiling like, what was I thinking? And looks like, are we having a, yeah, there it is. Okay, there's the face-off. I thought it was offsides. And Grand Canyon sends back in deep, dumps it into the corner. Puck is bouncing around, and did it touch the netting on the way out? Or is that going to be a high sticking?
Looks like it went out of play.
Yeah, it looks like it went out of play. Kind of popped straight up in the air, and then looks like it might have even snuck past the netting. So we'll have a face-off to the right of Nowicki. Nowicki having a very nice game. Again, as Patrick pointed out, the 2 goals, not his fault. Power play goals and just not enough Nowicki and too many purple jerseys.
Yeah, both goalies, I mean, playing pretty tip-top shape tonight. I mean, they're making the stops when they should be, and they're making some extra, some pretty incredible saves on top of that. And like we said it might be a goaltender duel. And, while we do have 3 goals in the game, you might not necessarily still think that, but, they're still playing pretty well.
On the other hand, too, I would also say we have to tip our caps to the defense of both teams because it's only 23 shots and 25 shots in the third period. So that's not particularly high shot on goal count.
Right.
So again, it's kind of just a testament to, as Patrick said, both teams being pretty disciplined and pretty evenly matched.
Yeah,
where you're not having these blowaways where like it's a, shooting fest against one side.
Right, yeah. I mean, this is as evenly matched as I've seen a game on this ice in a long time.
In a while.
And it's a pleasure to watch. Home team, though, they've got to
We'd like a little bit more of an edge. Yeah, we want to like break the iceberg here and get one more goal in the net for Utah. Kilgora sends it in. Ends up in the corner. Whoa! Torrey, oh no, is that Torrey? Yeah, Torrey's back there. Here we go, here's a chance. Hobie's got some speed, it clears across the blue line. He's got Jackson with him. Oh, and it gets away from him. No, followed up by Torrey. Great job by Torrey to follow it up. And big hit in front of us, right in front of us between Kilgora and Torrey. Puck ends up back behind the Grand Canyon net. We are halfway through the third period. Last 10 minutes of this game. Utah still trailing by 1. Umina, cross ice to Wiener. Wiener gets tied up, so Utah has to spin around and come back, and now here comes a breakaway by Ownby. He lets fly, saved by Nowicki. Jackson bounces up off the glass. Gathered up by Grand Canyon, back the other way. Lashinger sends it in deep, into the corner. Tucker trails, picks it up behind him. Back to Lashinger. Lashinger ends up going into the opposite corner, being checked by Umina. Tucker's trying to get it out to the point, unable to do it. Now he comes through the slot. Puck gets away from him. He gets a shot off, goes all the way across through the other side, nobody there. And then Utah sends it deep. Big hit in front of the Utah bench. Whew. Grand Canyon sending it. Oh, intercepted by Kurt. Oh my goodness, Kurt just barely had that chance taken away by number 23, Dmitriev. He comes back the other way, sends pass ahead. Oh, whiffed on the shot. That was number Murphy, whiffed on the shot.
Yeah, if he could have pulled that off, that would have been beautiful. I mean, he was
really wanted
got that
one.
puck in stride and had a bunch of momentum with him, just couldn't quite make that move, and that's the risk you take when trying to expose a defender.
Oh boy, breakdown, a little bit of breakdown. Utah gets pulled out of position, and number 77, Holden Spence puts it home. That's now 3-1, Grand Canyon's advantage. 8:36 left in the period.
Yeah, that one hurts if you're Utah a lot, especially because the goals haven't been easy to come by this evening.
No.
And it's a nice quick wrister. It beats Nowicki on his glove side, but a little bit underneath his gloves, actually just above his pad. And GCU,
And
that's a big goal.
That was that like quick, accurate passing by Grand Canyon that set that one up. And we've got a whistle. Is it icing? Not sure what happened, but we have a face-off at center ice. And Grand Canyon controls off the draw. I wonder, it's too bad we don't have a stats person, but I think Grand Canyon has been winning most of the face-offs too. Like I would say it would like 2-1 or maybe 3-2. They definitely have the face-off advantage. All right, here we go. Chance by Pittman. Hits somebody's shin guards and comes right back out. And Lacroix goes stretch pass to Fenne. Fenne sends it into the net and gets hit for his troubles by Franco. Now puck's coming back the other way. O'Shea's going to scoop it up. 7 minutes, 48 seconds left in the period. Boy, this game was looking so evenly matched, and Grand Canyon just had enough of an edge where they just kept on putting a goal in there, like just building their lead up bit by bit, and Utah just could not match it.
And the difference is the power play for GCU. They're well-oiled machine, and Utah giving up those 2 power play goals and not staying out of the box. It's the difference. It literally is the difference in this game right now. And credit to the Antelopes for taking advantage, but time winding down for the Utes, and a night that goals have been hard to come by. It's not looking good, but if you're for Coach Cornelius, you might think about using a timeout just to kind of get the boys, just to kind of yell at them and maybe fire them up a little bit.
That might be what they need.
Because you got one against Utah State, which is big, but you got to start winning some games against teams that are ranked above you to help your case.
Especially that are ranked above you just a few slots.
Right.
The thing is that this is probably because they have Providence and Boise are ranked even higher than Grand Canyon, I believe. So this is like this would be like your low-hanging fruit.
Right. I mean, a very winnable game too, considering how it's been almost the entire game. But yeah, I mean, you're going to have to start getting games against higher-ranked teams to make this regional tournament. Utah, right now they're on the outside looking in. Obviously, it's November. It's very early, but you got to start stacking up the wins against better teams, and obviously you want to make a return to the Western Regional Tournament because you want to play for a chance to go to St. Louis.
Exactly. And I think nice lead pass to Kurt. He goes with a big slap shot that goes wide. I think the thing is to keep in mind, and I think this is important to think of all weekend, is just keep thinking about trying to split this weekend, right? Utah came away last weekend with only 1 win and 2 losses. They really need to try and get 2 wins this weekend. And it's just going to get harder when they have to play Boise and Providence.
Right.
Oh, there's a chance for Umina. Biller was laid out on his stomach on the ice, but it looks like it got deflected up and over. 5 minutes, 52 seconds left in this game. Grand Canyon with a 2-goal lead. And Utah, it looks like they kind of just don't, like you said, they don't quite look like they're quite as lively in their steps. So maybe you're right. Maybe somebody needs to go and fire them up a little bit.
They need something, a big hit or whatever it is, a goal to fire them up here down the stretch. Because, I mean, this game is still very winnable. You just have to get the momentum back in your favor. Start zipping passes back and forth, hitting the open man, finding the shooting lanes, and you never know what can happen.
Exactly. All right, Umina tries to drop a pass to Osola, but it gets away from him. O'Shea scoops it up. He's got some room, so he carries across the blue line, gets by a defender. Goes for a centering pass, but doesn't reach Pittman, gets sticked away.
Yeah, I mean, just sending it towards the middle, I mean, eventually maybe it works, but don't just send careless passes to the middle like that. Try and set up. I mean, obviously time isn't really in your favor, but still don't just be sending senseless passes to the middle, because then you're going to have to, GCU's probably going to get a hold of that puck, whack it loose, forcing Utah to reset, which burns even more time off the clock. So be more calculated with your passes and, just try and find the shot. Don't throw stuff to the slot just because it's in the slot.
There's a chance. Hovey with a backhander, but it gets deflected by Biller. Great save by Biller. Still bouncing around. I think another stick save by Biller. I think the key is, as you said, these shots have been hard to come by, so you can't waste them.
Right.
Right? If you've got an opportunity, try to give yourself the best percentage of getting the puck in the net. All right, Umina drops a pass to Hovey. He's got Torrey in the middle, but instead he flings it on net, and Biller makes a save, and boy, that was a fast whistle. I could have sworn that came off of his stick, but we're going to have a face-off. We got 4 minutes left and 4 seconds in this third period. And Utah looking just a little bit flatter than I would like to see in a position like this. I'd like to see him a little more fired up.
Yeah, Biller, he's got the confidence right now. He's looking good. I mean, I'm sure he's ecstatic. I mean, you gotta start shooting the puck and moving it around and kind of start dictating play, at least, obviously. So you keep the tempo up, but don't play desperate. But it's a
Maybe
team.
Start putting some pressure back on Grand Canyon, right? All righty. Lacroix lets one fly. Oh, deflection chance by Kurt, but it goes wide. O'Shea sends it back into the corner. Interception by Kurt. Centering pass doesn't get to Endy. He wants it. Gets away from him. And now here comes Grand Canyon the other way. Whoops, except for he kind of loses the puck on his way across the neutral zone. O'Shea. Cross ice pass to Kurt, but it's so hard it bounces off his stick and ends up in the corner. And now here comes Grand Canyon. Cross ice pass to Myrtle. He dumps it in. Picked up on the other side by not Jason Murphy, by Ethan Poole. Picked up by Lacroix. Quas tried to send it up, but it hits somebody in the skate and just bounces right back into the corner. O'Shea's back there. Boy, Grand Canyon's just swarming all over Utah right now. And there's a pass that goes all the way across.
Yeah, there's a man right there on the doorstep for GCU. And Utah got lucky he didn't get a stick on that puck, or else it would have been 4-1.
And we have a penalty coming up. We got a player down on the ice. It's going to be on Utah. Two minutes, 33 seconds left in the game, which means for 2 more minutes, Grand Canyon will have a player advantage, and if they don't score early, that'll leave Utah pretty much almost to the end of this game having to play shorthanded. Not the position you want to be in when you're trailing by 2 goals.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Timeout here could help a little bit, but either way, it's shooting yourself in the foot, not being able to stay out of the box. It is the difference, like I said earlier, and now GCU is going to try and put this game on ice once and for all.
Yeah, I did not see the hand signal, so I'm guessing it was probably roughing.
It was a rough.
Tucker lets one fly, stick saved by Nowicki. Puck ends up on the opposite side. Grand Canyon comes up with it, skates around behind the net, out into the corner to Tucker. Back behind the net. Can't quite see who that is behind the net. Tucker skating right outside the edge of the circle, all the way across to the far point. Oh, back in. I don't know what that was. It's kind of an odd little pass by Austin Poole, but anyway. Puck bounces around and finally clears the zone. Sent back in by Ownby. And then back the other way. Endy pokes it loose again. 1 minute, 15 seconds left in the Utah penalty. And Tucker scoops it up right along the blue line, skates around circle, being defended by Monaco. Tucker looks like he's just killing time at this point. Oops. Wasn't supposed to do that, I don't think. But anyway, the puck ends up loose. And Austin Poole has to chase it down, being pursued by Wiener, I believe. And now Tucker, again, killing some time behind the net. Skates, oh, not Tucker, sorry, that's number 70, Mitchell. Grand Canyon doing a very good job of clock management, just kind of burning seconds away, killing time. Jackson sends it along the boards, but there's nobody back behind the net wearing a white jersey. 28 seconds left in the power play for Grand Canyon, as we just heard on the announce from Justin, the announcer. 1 minute left. Jackson goes for a backhander, saved by Biller.
That's a good save by Biller, and that's just also part of the story of tonight. Is Biller has played a great game, and we're all too familiar with that.
We are very familiar with how good a goalie Biller is.
Yeah, you know what to expect when you see him between the pipes, and so he's played outstanding tonight. Credit to him as well. Not just an off night for Utah, but it's Biller who's playing an excellent game between the pipes for the Antelopes.
Absolutely. Heads off to Biller, who's got a .962 save percentage coming into this weekend. And it's interesting, he's not the goalie with the most minutes on this team.
Well, I think if he's not their typical starter, the decision from the coaching staff, maybe figuring that he's playing his old team.
They apparently made the right decision.
Right.
All right, we got a little bit of post-whistle action. We've got 6 seconds left, 2-goal lead, so this one is no doubt in the books. And Grand Canyon's gonna have a penalty.
Not going to really matter too much, but
no. As he points to the scoreboard, that is number 68, Nico Danuno. He points to the scoreboard to indicate that who cares about this penalty because we're winning. And then it's going to be offsetting penalties. Donovan O'Shea goes in for 2 minutes. Kind of a moot point. Really, they're going to go into the box for 6.3 seconds.
And yeah, it's some tensions flowing at the end here, but at the end of the day, it's a good game played by GCU. I mean, it's kind of what you'd expect on paper. It's a team that's ranked a little bit higher than Utah. They played a little bit better tonight, and I think it's the more skilled team in Utah. They couldn't find a way to break through, and the penalties end up being a big difference maker in this game. It's accounted for 2 goals, but
right, 2 power play goals, 2 goal difference, and the horn sounds. And looks like somebody got hit by a puck or a stick right at the end of the Grand Canyon side. He threw his glove out, he's shaking his hand. Let's hope he's okay. So the final score, Grand Canyon University 3, Utah 1. And you described it best, Patrick. I don't think I could add to that. It really was a game of just kind of making mistakes and, ending up in the penalty box. Utah definitely spent more time in the penalty box, and so really, had an uphill battle, made an uphill battle even steeper by just, finding themselves short a player, very, very chronically, regularly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Utah matched up very well with this team, but I do think GCU is the better team by a little bit. They showed it tonight, the more disciplined team, that's for sure, as you've said in this game multiple times, Anita. I mean, they're a very disciplined team, and good thing for Utah, they have a chance to redeem themselves. They still have, I believe, 3 more games left this weekend, so 3 more games. So, I mean, you got to get 2 at least, in my opinion, right? I mean, you got to salvage this weekend after going 1 for 3 last weekend. You got to try and find a way to be on the winning side this weekend, and it's not a particularly poor performance from Utah, but if you stay out of the box, I think this game is a lot different. I'm not saying they win the game. I'm saying it's just a different result potentially in terms of the way you can set yourself up. And momentum is the thing. Like, you go down 2 goals, and then you got to pick yourself back up. So, it's a tough night for Utah, but regardless, hats off to the Antelopes, and hats off to Biller. You can see him talking to the Utah coaching staff out there. Obviously, he has a lot of relationships on this team. So hats off to him. He played fantastic tonight, but yeah, it's the final score of 3-1 Antelopes.
Kudos to Michael Biller. We miss you, man. Good game, and come back and join us. Don't forget, we have plenty of hockey this weekend. 3 games tomorrow, 3 games on Saturday, and then 1 more game on Sunday. Thank you again for tuning in, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow.